Hey, hey! Welcome, welcome. It's been a while, but I mean, life and times it by 10 for home and family CEOs, aka the mothers. Shout out to mothers, guys. We juggle things, hey. Sometimes, you can go for a week without sleeping and still be going to work and still be like in this like phase of sorting out crisis after crisis or prolonged crisis. And you know what? One of the challenges with motherhood and starting this little project has been just facing challenges with conducting the interviews with timing. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not a loner. Okay, I do have friends. And I definitely have like a network of people around me who are doing amazing things. But when it comes to when, where, and how, it can get a bit tricky because, well, first and foremost, I am a helicopter mother. And the one promise I made to myself, right or wrong, whatever, was that I cannot stress or take away any of my people's time away. So, in this current phase of my life, and this may change depending on such dependence, said age, perhaps. Yeah. So it's gonna take a bit of a switch now. Our new the remix. Okay, cool. So again. So shout out to my workplace, the Center of Excellence. I sat down and conducted my SWOT analysis, and I've decided to fall fast furiously. Yeah. What was the last? Okay, something like that though. I remember it. And this is the QIP we're going to implement with this show. So our topic today is going to be cars. Um, the inspiration for this topic is this new love I have found or refound because I think I've always like loved cars, but I don't know. But I had a different experience of a function of a car, which was not to like get from A to B, and it was enjoying the car, and it just made me in love, like fall in love with cars. So my first car was a Kia Picanto. Oh my sweetheart. Her name was Prue. She was a beautiful, and I mean a beautiful, beautiful girly. She was white, cutie. She had a sunroof. She was a cutie. She was like small and portable. Like she fit in every parking. Like I never had issues parking. Even at work before I even like had paid parking, like I would get into any little nook, okay, and be able to park. And you'd always see Prue's bum like just sticking out a little like a cutie. Loved her. The one thing I struggled with Prue was the tires. I always had a biscuit. Like I would always, I don't know, it's nails in the Joburg highways? I don't know why there are so many nails in the Joburg highways. It's actually irritating. Um, but I always had this like little accessory, and it was the biscuit, and we loved it so much. My man's not so much, but she was fast, Yo, I would shock myself and I'd glance down and I'd be like, yo, how am I going this fast? She was such a good drive. I loved her so much. And it's funny enough how the securities of Frere District once said, yeah, if I'd ever like gotten another car like a Polo or something, I was gonna like be in trouble. So I definitely needed like a little cutesy car. And I'm like, she was definitely made for me. She was so cute. I remember going to go purchase that car. I went with my dad and we stood in front of a blue, it was like this navy blue, very beautiful, like sparkly polo, a VW polo, and Pruy. And instantly I was just pulled to Peru, and my dad just asked me, why not the polo? Why not the polo? Take the polo. I don't know what his agenda was with the polo, but and I was like, no, I like going out to places where I'm not going to be worried about do I have a car if I walk out, and I just don't want to be restricted, and have like fears of being hijacked or whatever, chased, whatever, whatever. So Peru was the one for me. We were like love at first sight. Um, but I was actually so overpriced. But I guess that's also not like Prue's fault. I think that's because I didn't have like a great credit record and everything. So my interest rates was so high. Um, so I know two CAs, which happens to be my sister in love, and her husband, which is always tease me. And the one thing they would always say was that I'm clearly paying so much money because it has a sunroof. Because why was I paying so much money for a little Kia Picanto? Literally, it was insane. Um, but yeah, on a CA's note, I would like to go to careers related to cars or automobile. The ones that I've thought about on the top of my head are you can be a chauffeur, you can be a public transport driver, so like your taxi drivers, your bus drivers, I guess like your e-hailing services. Or that would also be like chauffeur, but like in the public form. Yeah. Anywho, your logistic drivers, so like your trucks and stuff, your race car drivers, your Louis Hamilton, whoop whoop, your deliverers that use their personal cars as well. You have your car sales and marketing, your automotive and engineering section. They have like mechanical engineering aspect, automotive design, design and engineer, robotics and engineering. You have the electrician portion of it. Then you get like your panel beating and your car detailer, including painting and all of that. Those are the ones that I could think of on the top of my head. But if anything sparks your interest, invest in fully filling yourself with information as much as you can before you just dive into a said career or direction just because of like one or two aspects that you like or that has caught your eye. Look into it and make sure it is what you want to do and make sure that you're going to love doing it. Um, so, of course, there are careers that are up here that do not require formal training, but still make a good income, especially if you work for yourself. I know TUTs are a good idea for hands-on experience, like based on like your mechanical engineering and all those like engineering aspects that are like in part with cars and automobiles, I guess. Yeah, so hands-on experience, and then you actually get to be your own boss as well. I hear that it's actually the best way to go versus doing like your mechanical engineering in a varsity. I could be corrected, but I've heard a lot of people who said it's actually better to go through the TUT system. Look into that and see if there's any truth into that. So yeah, it's a very good industry. It's so big and it's so lucrative because a car, a truck, a bus, a train, a motorcycle will always be needed and loved because there's also the portion of the aesthetic part of cars. So, like, I mean, one day I would like to drive a G Wagon. Um, but there's also like you have your car that you're using currently, and that's also still business because you still take it for servicing, you still will need like yeah, repair and whatever. So it's such a it's a timeless industry that is has a huge demand and everyone will need a car or use a car for anything that would also require repairing and maintaining and fixing and all of that. So it is a great thing to look into, especially the engineer portion of it. Okay, so moving on from the career talk, let's go to music. If you actually no, before we go to music, let's do pit and peak for the week. So my pit for the week was I was feeling so dumb after falling for a dramatic teens trap, aka try. Like I forgot about teenagers and how like dramatic they can get, and like yo, it touches a move and it's a scream and I can't breathe and it was me ready to like save a life, save a life. I was there with my Emmy bag and then I was just, let down when it was just a bit of a theatrical experience and all she needed was someone to say was breathe, honey, breathe. And it was over like that, and I stood there looking like the most inexperienced clinician ever. But you know what? I just really, 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 really miss my neonates. I just, yeah, the neonates are so easy, guys. Teenagers, like, oh, no, yeah, ne. Anywho, and then my peak, oh my word, I had the best. Excuse me, I'm going to start smacking bums. So my peak of the week was the best vestibular clinic session I've had. The sweetest girl. Oh my word, she's so wise and strong and overall sweetheart. Like I learned so much from from just that one session, and I can't wait to see her again. But I hope she gets better and doesn't need to come back. But oh my word, she's such a sweetheart. Oh, God bless her. God bless like all people. I love all people. Um, and just the wisdom that they pass down to us. I think sometimes we need to like definitely appreciate the wisdom being passed down to us by those who've lived literally. And you know what I realized from the conversation is that we've literally lived um, the same things in just different times. Yeah, it's literally the same patterns repeating itself. And why do we get caught up in things that have been like experienced before? Why do we keep doing the same things? Because why we don't listen to our elders? But yeah, let's try and do so. Top five for this week was Honey by Taylor Swift, um, Wood by Taylor Swift. Like, I really actually did enjoy that album, but mostly instantly due to these two songs. Yeah. And then I've still been listening to a little Swag, Swag 1 and 2. But at number 3, it's I Think You're Special by Justin Bieber and Thames. And then my girl Babes Wodumo is back. I am so excited for the summer because Babes is back, guys. So my my top five, number 4 is Ekoneni by Babes Wodumo. And then at number 1, I think it's going to be a great summer song. I hope it does become like a huge hit, hey, because wow, it's really pretty cool. Is Sip and See by Babes Wodumo. Okay, so have an amazing week ahead. I hope you have passion and love driving you to do your best wherever you are placed. Do what you love and love what you do. Have an amazing week. Bye.